us. If they Muslim, if they Christian, if they atheist, if they Buddhist, if they killing black men, guess what? I'm gonna say something about it. Because you know why? Just like you ain't going, like your boy said, it ain't gonna happen. Guess what? I'm not letting nobody sell you drugs without me saying that. I'm not gonna do it. You know why? Because even though I don't know you, guess what? Just like that's your boy, guess what? I'm your boy. Even though I don't know you, I'm not letting nobody sell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you are a black man like me. And it works out.
My whole life was trying to find something to follow. Had loyalty, every man tried to borrow. Felt pain and a lot of sorrow. Got betrayed, so packs. I didn't even have my heart broke. Living confused, about to lose hope. Cops got me on the side of the road like a sideshow. Need an antidote before I croak. Now I'm setting fire to rhythm band blues, but it's guitar smoke. Rebel with no cause, trying to find direction. The world got me vexed. Picked up a bad liquor habit that's hereditary from oppression. Felt like my life was on fire, trying to find an exit. Now look, 10 G's plus a good rep. Sometimes a follower is a soldier, trying to find a good ship. Plus when you in hell, how did you excel? Wisdom the breath of life, I believe in fairy tale. Listen well to what I tell. No calling that cause pain. Something that a rebel knows very well. Can't you tell I was sent from the Lord? Got a tongue like a two-edged sword, with a style that they might just record. The only thing equal is the curse for the wicked and the righteous reward. Have mercy on the men that don't see it, separated from the tares. Now on my prayers and it's so big. A rebel, take the world by word of mouth. UPK, we the rebels that you heard about. Yeah. And it ain't gonna stop till 100 virgins in the house and I'm handing verdicts out. Get rank, you ain't heard a clout without a shadow of a doubt. These devils hitting licks off us. Fuck the bank, I'm about to start a pocket ticket office. Can't sweet talk, cannot stop us. And plus I know the feds watch us. Tell the people that they church full of witch doctors. Put us in prison and stop violence. Meanwhile, UPK turn the rebels into rock wallers.
Shalom, y'all, what's up,
that never truly made sense. Like one crime that just threw the roof for a criminal, knowing you ain't innocent. It's fucked up, but my boots shine. Sitting between two priests, about to blaze on their ass, call it tough love. Look out for niggas just love, and wouldn't touch a white bitch with OJ's black gloves. Father, forgive me for my error. I'm forever by your side, clean and first me of all my flaws. This the reason I'm alive. Thank God for the truth. Cause for a long time was a rebel without a cause.
Look, man, first time I met Commander General YAHANNA, man, here 3807.
Rebel without a cause.
My little daughter with me, opening the door, he was dropping the truth on me and all that.
Rebel without a cause.
Man, you know, you do your time, we taking them out and training hand-to-hand combat.
Rebel without a cause. It's the reason I'm alive. Thank God for this truth. Cause for a long time was a rebel without a cause.
You cannot whoop us. We're already dead. We're already beaten down. We've been beaten down for 400 years. We already got the wounds inside and outside our bodies. How you gonna hurt us? You cannot threaten us. You cannot frighten us. We live in the most frightening places, under the most frightening conditions. We are immune to fear. We are immune to harm. You see what I'm saying? You have stepped into a cesspool. You're the only one gonna get infected.
Any man give his life for YAHWH, my Christ, and fall up under that UPK banner. It's my brother and my blood, and I will die and kill for him if necessary.
My soldiers take breath till I'm stand there. Take breath, take breath, take breath, take breath, take breath, take breath, take breath. My soldiers take breath till I'm stand there. Take breath, take breath, take breath. Now this ain't no movement, this is a takedown. We would not be They split it off, get flipped like a outlet. We live by honor and no excuse. Just sit the prayer up to the Lord. I told him, then let all the terrorists loose. Hold your tongue, don't get rebuked. Cause you made a truce. For the race to make merchandise. How to buy bills. Scared of who? You got your gun, then put it. Me and my niggas not to argue. It's about who gon' bite the bullet. He gon' take her. I'm just better move slow. Attack dog for this truth. Nigga, cool dog. It's all about that warfare, boy. Back up, get back up. It's all about that warfare, boy. Take breath. My soldiers take breath till I'm stand up. My soldiers take breath till I'm stand up. Don't you get crosses with no consequence, but you will pay Billy. You should've used your common sense. My seal lit, that means you could never prevail. Hey, when the truth sit, hey, with warriors dwell. Be wise with the weapons, cause I promise. My nine just like my wife, she can see her, she mine. I done 2 things. A robber will not pop. And any man, homie, and mother gon' need to die. Cause this life is warfare, it's not an easy walk. And watching my people die so you can miss me with that love talk. My U.P.K soldiers, any man try to cross your path, make him regret what that means. Fall on his ass. Comparing me to you really ain't no contest. I only want what they want. I only want what. It's for those who thinking we ain't ready for. Tell them back up, I'm about to drop something heavy for. It's all about that warfare, boy. Back up, get back up. It's all about that warfare, boy. My soldiers take breath till I'm stand up. Take breath. My soldiers take breath till I'm stand up, boy.
Okay, Shalom. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under Commanding General YAHANNA. Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. The I.S.U.P.K is not affiliated with any other group. You understand? Today's the Tuesday Brotherhood Class. I'm Priest Officer of 500, Shamgar Ban Banyamyan. You understand? Holding it down. You know what I mean? And today's Brotherhood Class is called Love Thy Enemies, man. You know what I mean? But a little side note, you understand? For since 1969, the I.S.U.P.K has been teaching that the so-called blacks of the transatlantic slave trade and the natives of North, Central, and South America, that they are the true biblical Israelites. You understand? And being those Israelites, being those people of the Most High, they losing their heritage and forsaking and forgetting their ways. This is the time where the U.P.K has been coming out here to teach them to come back to their heritage, man. Teaching blacks and Hispanics to love one another and to restore the brotherhood and sisterhood within our communities, man, within ourselves, you understand? Salaki Alkion, if you could get me Jeremiah 17:4, Bob Kishar.
Lord Concept.
You know what I mean? Because you know what I mean, and in 2021, we still haven't learned, or we still as a people, as a body of people, you know what I mean, still believe that, you know, we can find refuge and help in these other nations. We still believe that we can continue trying to conform to this world and think that everybody's about love and all the rest of it. We still believe the myth and the lie of Christianity. You understand? But the U.P.K is here to tell brothers and sisters, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that, listen, man, it is time to come out of this place, man. It is time to come and serve the Most High and our King Yahushua Mashiach, you understand? And to come back and truly understand who we are as a people and truly restore what was lost, you understand? If you read that, Bob Kishar.
Lord Concept. Jeremiah 17:4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
Mm-hmm.
And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
So understand that the Israelites, man, we turn from our heritage, man. We have lost what the Lord gave us, man. You understand? The heritage that the Lord gave us, the laws and our culture and our way, and even our name, man. You understand? We have lost those things, man. Because why? It's gonna read them. It's gonna tell you. But the Lord allowed us to be overcome by our enemies because of something. You understand? Not for no reason, not for some mythological reason. No, simply because of rebellion, man. The Israelites, the children of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the true chosen seed. You know what I mean? Have forsaken and lost their heritage, man. They have been torn from their heritage because of the crimes of their forefathers. You understand? Read on, Bokasha.
For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever.
That's why, man. Because we as a people wanted to love our oppressors. Because we as a people wanted to be all inclusive and love everybody else and be a bunch of hippies and think everybody's happy together and all the rest of it, and serve their gods and follow their customs and ways. But in doing so, we have forgotten our ways, man. In doing so, we have angered the Most High, and we have turned from brotherhood and sisterhood, and we have only taken on the love of our enemies, man. And with the love of our enemies, or for the sake of the love of our enemies, we have angered the Most High power, man. You understand? And that's why we as a people need to come back, man. This is why we as a people need to return unto our heritage, man, and to remember who we are. So, like, if you could, yeah, if you get me 1 Kings chapter 8 and verse 46, Bokasha.
Go on, sir. First Kings 8:14, Sergeant.
46.
Come on, sir. 8:46. You sure, sir? There's First King. Oh, Salakia. My bad. (46). 1 Kings 8:46. If they sin against thee, for there is no man that sinneth not.
So this is the Israelites, you know what I'm saying? The children of Israel, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, if we sin against the Most High, because we did, man, because we forsook the laws of our forefathers, you understand? And we lost our heritage, you know what I mean? We discontinued from our heritage, as the scriptures say, you understand? But it says, if we sin against the Father, the Most High, you understand? Read on.
And thou be angry with them, and deliver them to the enemy.
So this is an ongoing occurrence. Within the Bible, Israelites have always, whenever we as a nation of people have rebelled or have done falsely against the Lord, you understand, the Lord will allow our enemies to overcome us, you understand, and we will be under their subservient to them, because we would have been defeated, you understand? And the reason why we was allowed to be defeated is because the Lord was not with us. When the Lord is not with Israel, that's when we are allowed to die of drug overdose. That's when we're allowed to die of gang violence within our community. You understand? That's why you know what I mean, many of our sons and daughters have died from abortion. You understand? Because we have been given into the hand of our oppressors. You understand? The Lord has given us into their hands, because why? We have forsaken him and we have fallen astray. And because we angered the Lord, he gave us in the hands of our enemies. Read on.
So that they carry them away captives unto the land of their enemy, far or near. Yet, if they shall bethink themselves.
So yet, in the midst of being in captivity, in the midst of being in captivity, you understand, and being overcome by our enemies and being oppressed and always pursued and slaughtered by our enemies, man. In the midst of that, if we was to bethink ourselves, man, if we yet bethink who we are, remember who we are, man. Before think, remember who we were aforetime, man. Remember where we come from as a people. Read on.
Yet if they shall bethink themselves in the land whether they were carried captives, and repent.
So in the lands where we were scattered, man, in the lands of the UK, in the lands of all of Europe and the Americas, man, in all the lands that we dwell in, man, if we yet bethink ourselves, which is what happening today, man, which is what has been happening since 1969, you understand? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans bethinking themselves and remembering who they are, man. And if we do, read on.
And make supplication unto thee in the land of them that carried them captives, saying,
Mm-hmm.
we have sinned and have done perversely. We have committed wickedness, and so return unto thee with all their heart and with all their soul in the land of their enemies.
So in the land of our enemies, man, which is where we are now, man, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans need to understand and comprehend that we are in the land of our enemies, man. We are in the lands that are controlled and ruled by our enemies, man. And we have to be subservient to our enemies. We are in a land where we go to our enemies and want of all things, food, clothing, water, and anything else we may need. We have to go to our enemies for it, man. We are in that land where our oppressors rule over us and oppress us and destroy our brothers and sisters. But because of that oppression, our brothers and sisters hate each other, man. We are in a land where it is pushed and it is run down our throats for our sons and daughters to hate one another, to hate themselves, man. You understand? This is the land that we're in. This is the place that we're in today. This is the place where we need to come back and remember our name, man. Remember who we are and where we come from, and turn back to the Most High Power, man, and turn back to Him and our King Yahushua. You understand? Because in this place, this is where we'll prophesy to remember who we are, man. This is where we was prophesied to bethink ourselves in these last days, man. In the midst of all these things going on in the world, all we gotta do is remember who we are and come back to our heritage as a people. You understand? But Salakia. So if we hit on back to the topic, you understand? If you get me, Matthew chapter 5, verse 43, because this is a precept that, you know, being in captivity, being under the spell and the lies of our oppressors, you understand? We have forgotten that. Or listen, well, not even that. We have forgotten our heritage, man, and our records was reintroduced to us and given to us by an enemy nation, people who are, this was never made for, this was never written for, a nation of people who have defiled our records and defiled the entire earth with their lies and their uncleanness. You understand? But through our captivity and slavery, we've been forced to serve their gods, man. Forced to serve their religions and their philosophies and their ways. And unfortunately, many of our brothers and sisters have succumbed to those ways and those errors. You understand? But we today are going to break down and show the truth according to the scriptures, what this Bible is talking about. You know what I mean? The Christian church, it is taught and it is pushed to love your oppressors and hate your brothers and sisters. They don't have to say to hate your brothers and sisters, but that's what's implied, because that's what happens. You understand? When Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are oppressed and killed in the streets, they are taught to, you know, not defend themselves, not seek justice, but to just be weak, simple slaves and just accept what the oppressor is doing to them and just praying for them. Well, this precept right here, which you're going to read, is not talking about loving them. You know what I mean? This precept is talking about loving your brothers and sisters who have offended you and who have crossed you. You understand? But read that, Bob Kishore.
Oh, I can't, sir. Matthew 5, 42, right?
43.
43, Salakia one.
No sweat.
Ye have heard that it have been said, thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thine enemy.
Mm-hmm.
But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you,
Mm-hmm.
and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you.
So this is the thing. This is a heavy precept, man. A heavy precept in brotherhood. Because our King Yahushua Mashiach, he embodied brotherhood, man. He taught us, he taught the men of old what brotherhood was, what true brotherhood and sisterhood was, man. Because this is what it is. In the midst of our people, we have found many enemies, man. You know what I mean? Because of the confusion of slavery and because of the brainwashing and the, not even washing, I wouldn't even say washing, but brain defiling of all these things, man, of all the philosophies and the lies that we have been taught in this world. These are the things that we have been taught to do. We've been taught to hate our brothers. You understand? when brothers and sisters in the community, when they're going at war with each other, and there is an altercation or conflict of some kind, they're always killing each other. They're always seeking vengeance and destroying one another, man. You understand? And this is the thing. Within understanding that, we have more compassion and more forgiveness and more love for our enemies than we do our own people, man. You understand? This precept right here is talking about the brothers and sisters that will be around you. You understand? If you read Salaki, if you drop that, yeah, and you get me Matthew chapter 10 and verse 34, Bob Kishar. You understand? This is a precept to understand what our king did when he came on the earth, man. You understand? This is a precept that those of us in the truth will understand.
Matthew 10:34.
Mm-hmm.
Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword.
So when our king came on the earth, man, you understand, he came to make peace. But the peace that he came to make was not the peace of, you understand, everybody coming together and loving each other. He came to make peace, to understand that through warfare you can achieve peace. You understand? Through brothers and sisters in the truth going out and doing the work of the Lord, and brothers going out and teaching the people, showing them and debating them according to the law of what is wrong in this world, man. Through that battle and debate and establishing what is righteous and what is not, through that you can truly have peace. Because why? Right now, Israel is in a state of warfare, man. It is in a state of destruction and confusion, with these various groups all around teaching various different doctrines, you understand? Mainly heresies, you understand? And these things, which is projected, will cause confusion and further destruction to our nation, man. Which is what we've only witnessed for the last how many years, you understand? And through warfare, only through teaching the truth relentlessly, and without any type of without trimming our ways in any likeness, you understand? We cannot trim our ways in here. We have to keep it one West, man. We have to be keeping it to the truth, and we have to keep it unapologetically as well, you understand? That through that, you know what I mean, that may cause problems among these groups and all the rest of it, but that is the warfare that will align Israel, man. That's the warfare that will always keep Israel and align Israel to its proper place on this earth. You understand? To debate and to speak against Christianity and Islam and all these other false religions and philosophies and teachings out there. That's the warfare that we have been commanded to keep. And that's the same thing that when Christ was on the scene, the same thing he did, man. You understand? But read on, Bob Kishar.
For I am come to set a man at variance against his father.
So he's come to make a man set a variance against his father, man. Have some level of conflict and difference of opinion and difference of, you know why? Because he's gonna teach that man who has variance against his father that, listen, man, you can't be eating swine's flesh. You can't be celebrating Christmas. You can't be in the church grinning teeth and banging a tambourine, man, and loving your oppressor. You understand? And his father, who does that, bangs a tambourine, wears a bow tie, he's gonna be at odds with him. It's gonna be separation, man. It's gonna be a difference. Now you've made an enemy with your father because he wants to be in the church and serve Massa, but you have learned the truth. And now you have to be a man and do what you've been commanded to do. And you have to stand against that. You understand? Read on.
And the daughter against her mother.
Same thing, man. You understand? One wants to be wicked and one wants to be righteous. And there will be a battle. That's the war that it's gonna bring. Read.
And the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foe shall be they of his own household.
You understand? A man's foes will be they of his own household, man. His own people. You understand? That's who his enemies are gonna be in these last days. When we go to camp, we all know about it, man. Who comes against the camps the most? It's not the oppressor. It's our own brothers and sisters who are indoctrinated by the oppressor's doctrines and foolishness, and love Massa so much that they would forsake their own heritage and glory for the love of these devils, man. You understand? This is what the scripture is referring to, man. And this happened aforetime back then. You understand? This is the same thing that happened back then. We see it today. Read.
Right. Cut one con. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me.
So there you go, man. Understand that. That's what it means to serve the Most High, man. That's what it means to serve the Most High power, man. If you love father and mother and family more than the Most High, listen, man. You love what's around you. You love your cousins who are drug dealers. You love your brothers and sisters who are crackheads on the road. You understand? You love them more than you love to be around all of that, and you love to enable that behavior within your community, rather than causing a variance and causing a conflict between you and standing and causing a difference, making a separation between you and them because they choose unrighteousness and weakness, and you choose strength and righteousness. You understand? And that will cause a separation. That will cause a difference between you and your family members, man. You understand? That will cause a difference between you and your people. And this is what happened in the time of our King too, man. The men who follow Christ, you know what I mean, with true honor and loyalty, you understand? They were up against their own people, man. The religious leaders of the day, the scribes and Pharisees, man. They were Israelites. They were brothers and sisters. But they decided to want to push their thing and to want to keep their positions under the oppressor. And rather than allowing the truth to liberate and edify and uplift the people, they would want to just enable the people to be in sin and to continue being hypocrites. You understand? And this is what we see today. This is what Christ was referring to when he spoke of enemies, man. When you speak of loving the enemies, meaning that brother who's in the world, man, who's trapping, selling drugs, destroying himself and his people. Listen, man, that same brother, listen, man, you still have love for that brother, man. You don't hate that brother. You hate what he does. You hate the foolishness that is indoctrinated his mind. But listen, man, you're still here for that brother. You understand? You're enemies of him because based on doctrine. Just like people in other groups, you understand? They have differences and enemies. They are enemies in doctrine, man. But there are brothers among those heathens in those groups, you understand? There are sisters among those heathens in those groups who we are here for, man. Who, if they were to understand and comprehend that, listen, man, you can't be loving or aligning yourself with your enemies. You can't be following certain doctrines and living a certain way. You have to keep the law and serve the Most High. But through teaching that, through being relentless in the truth, and being without any type of without trimming your ways if any kind. Listen, man, that's the way you will make enemies, man. That's the way you have enemies among your people, because their demons will not sit comfortably with you. You understand? When you're around them, when you're bold in whatever you believe in and how you stand for this truth, they can't be around you, man. They can't stand you. They hate you. But listen, man, you can't hate them because they're your people, man. Even in the midst of them hating you and wanting to end your life and threatening to do so all the time. You know what I mean? Listen, man, we are still here for them regardless. And that's what it means, man. That's the strength it takes, because we will not succumb to the hatred that they have, man. The self-hatred that they have succumbed to, we cannot, man. It's impossible, man. You understand? That's why when we go back to Matthew 5, you understand? We're going to go back there later. But understand that that's what he's referring to, man. What verse you in?
37.
Can't read on.
Oh, can't. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me.
Mm-hmm.
And he that taketh not his cross and follow after me is not worthy of me.
So now when it says his cross, it does not mean a literal cross. You understand? It's not talking about you walking around with a wooden cross like you ain't got no damn sense. It ain't talking about that, man. It's talking about the tribulation, because that cross what it's referring to is referring to the tribulation that our King had to go through, man. The torment which he had to go through, and that's the torment you have to go through being in the truth. You have to be in a place in a land where your people are against you, your brothers and sisters. Love the people who hate them and hate you. You understand? That is tribulation, man. That's something that is something to be endured. Where your family is against you. You understand? Your flesh and blood is against you, man. Every time you go to you go to sleep and you wake up in the morning, man. Listen, man. Not only do you have the heathen nations as your enemies, but your own brothers and sisters, man. You understand? Because they have been so compromised by this place, and have conformed to it such an extent that it is so alien for them to actually acknowledge what loving your people means, man, and what serving the Lord really means, man. You understand? What's that? 38, yeah.
Concert.
Okay, just drop that, yeah.
Concert.
Actually, if you go back to Matthew 5, Bob Kishar, Matthew 5 and 43.
Concert. Matthew 5, verse 43.
Mm-hmm.
Ye have heard that it has been said, thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thine enemy. But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, and do good to them that hate you. And
So
pray.
do good to the brothers and sisters that hate you, man. Meaning what? You're gonna teach them what's right, but you doing what's good to them. You're not gonna try to avenge when they speak ill of you. You're not gonna try to harm them when they say or do something wrong. No, you're gonna do what's right. You understand? You're gonna show them that, listen, man. They be talking them running their mouth, and all I'll do is just correct them according to the law. You understand? But I'm not gonna try to be, trying to speak ill of them behind their back. No, I'm gonna keep it real and keep it right in everybody's face. Everyone's gonna know what I'm talking about. You understand? They ain't gonna what you call it? They ain't gonna try to make an attempt on my life, and then I will defend myself. Understand this? In the UPK, we will defend ourselves, but in the midst of it, once we defend ourselves and we have subdued you in that time, we're not going to then go around and seek vengeance. You understand? Like our brothers and sisters would do in this world. You understand? We won't seek vengeance upon our brothers and sisters, man, because why? We are to do good to them. You understand? Doing good to them is not to do or go against the law. You understand? Read on.
But I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute.
Right, you understand? You be persecuted among your own people, man, because they want to be in the Christian church or they want to be in the mosque. You understand? And understanding also that, listen, man, we pray for all Israel in here. We pray for all the cowards and the sellouts and the ones who hate themselves to you know what I mean? Hate themselves to the point where, listen, man, they would rather be among their enemies than be among their own people. You understand? But we pray for all Israel here, man. We pray that all Israel will turn from their ways and come back to the truth. Come back home, you know what I mean, in the UPK. You understand? All those that left and forsook the law, we pray that they do come back. You understand? The order is given out, you understand? That they come back. That Israel can be one again. But listen, we're not begging nobody to do nothing. You understand? The order was given. If they don't want to take heed to orders, and then listen, that's on them, man. You understand? But we're gonna still do what we've been commanded to do and what we've been doing since 1969. You understand? All right. So if you get me, if you drop that, yeah, and if you get me Micah chapter 7 and verse 6, Baba Kishar.
Salakia, what was that, sir?
Micah chapter 7.
Chapter 7,
verse 6.
God. Micah 6 verse 7.
Seven verse 6.
Yeah. Micah 7 verse 6. For the son dishonoreth the father, the daughter riseth up against her mother, the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And man's enemies are the men of his own house.
You understand? A man's enemies are those of his own house, man. You understand? That's who we go through it, man. We go through it. Listen, when we're on social media, when we're in the streets, when we're teaching class, where it is, Yeah, we do have these heathens that are here and there, but generally we're debating a brother. We're debating a brother or a sister on the truth, on sound doctrine. You know what I mean? That's who we're battling with, man. That's who we gotta do good to and operate differently with, man. You know what I mean? The greatest example of that is Captain Tazayak, man. Look at how from the beginning we're dealing with what's his name? The name again, man. Sarnetta, I think it is. Yeah, Sarnetta. Sarnetta is a brother in the world, but he would be considered an enemy, man. Because initially he come up against the UPK with his doctrines, man, and coming with polite and all these other Egyptologists and all the rest of it. But Captain Tazayak did according to the scriptures. You understand? He dealt with him accordingly. He's still a brother. You understand? To the point where now Sarnetta, you know what I mean, he was tuning in on the radio show and giving respect to the generals. You understand? Because of the way Captain Tazayak dealt with him, man. Because he dealt with him as a brother, even though he's an enemy. He dealt with him as a brother. He did according to the law when dealing with him. Even though enemy of doctrine, he still dealt with him according to the law because he is a brother. You understand? Read on. Any more on that?
No, let us say.
You understand? Well, that's the enemy that it's referring to, man. Whenever it's talking about enemy that we should love and we should still pray for, it's talking about that, man. It's talking about the enemies of your people, man. You understand? The enemies of YAHANNA, man. Any black, Hispanic, or Native American that's been oppressed and destroyed and lost their heritage just like you, that's the enemy that you know what I mean, you give compassion to. That's the enemy that you forgive and you pray for, you understand? You understand? Not no damn oppressor or no Arab or East Indian or African. No, nah, man. None of them. None of these nations, man. Because the Lord has his judgment for them. But among Israel, we have our own laws and our own customs. And understand when among family and among our own nation, whenever there's a dispute or some kind of difference of opinion or what have you, you understand? That's a civil matter. You understand? That's a civil matter in definition. It's nothing to do with any of the whole world. It's between us. It's in our own nation, and it's something that we have to do with ourselves. You understand? But let the oppressor hear you talk about the crimes he have committed against our people. He will try to mention that, and that ain't nothing to do with him. That's among us. That's us, a civil matter, man. And every nation of people, every kindred of the earth has civil matters among themselves, civil wars, or you know what I mean, some civil conflict that. It's an internal thing, and that's something for them to handle. But that ain't nothing to do with them. Listen, man, the oppressor, our oppressor is the devil, man, that the Bible speaks of. You understand? And he has to answer for it, just like any other heathen nation. They have to answer for their crimes because their crimes against us is an act of war. You understand? Our things that among ourselves is a civil matter, man. It's a civil war. It's something we have to handle and deal with. But them. When they commit acts against us and our people, that's acts of war, man. We're a different nation to them. You understand? You know what I mean? Let any other nation do the same thing to another nation, and it will be an act of war. You understand? And that's what it is, man. There's different levels to this, man. And knowing this, that when any oppressor tries to use that against you, listen, man, that's not the same thing. That's nothing to do with you. That ain't got nothing to do with you. You came up against us as a people, as a nation of people, and you have to answer for that, man. Soon you'll reap the benefits and the repercussions of the crimes of your forefathers as we did. You understand? And you will be in chains, man. You understand? You will build up our kingdom just like how we built up yours, and we're still building it up today. You know what I mean? So if you drop that, and if you get me Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 17, Bob Kishore.
What comes to it? Deuteronomy 1 verse 17. Ye shall not respect persons in judgment, but ye shall hear the small as well as the great.
So you understand that in the matters of judgment, you should not have any respect of person, man. Every brother and sister would be has to be held accountable for the deeds that they have may have or may not have committed. You understand? In the matters of all things is to be taken seriously. You understand? There is to be no respect of persons in the matter of judgment, in the matter of counsel. You know what I mean? Read on.
Got one card. But ye shall hear the small as well as the great.
Mm-hmm.
Ye shall not be afraid of the face of man.
So there you go, man. You shouldn't be afraid of the face of man. When
Right.
we're seeking justice, you understand, and we're seeking to do well in this world, we listen, man. We should never be afraid of judgment. We should never be afraid of, the face of man or whatever it may be. Because look at the world that we live in, man. If those elders, man, from 19 to the late 60s, man, who established the school, if they were afraid of the face of man, listen, man, no one will be on them streets, man. You know what I mean? If they were afraid to talk and to correct their people, you know what I mean? If they were afraid of the Nation of Islam, you understand, who killed Abu Bivens, you understand? If they were afraid of these men, listen, man, there will be no one in this truth, man. You know what I mean? To just truly serve the Most High, you cannot be afraid of the face of man. You must be fearless, man. You have to be bold and be ready to die for what the Lord has commanded us to do. You know what I mean? To do this righteous work on this earth.
Right.
You know what I mean? Read on.
For the judgment is God's.
That's right, man. The judgments is the Most High's, man. You understand? Judgment of all things, man. If it to be that you fall and die in the work of the Lord and in the duty in the service of battle, listen, man. It is an honorable death because why the judgment is the Lord's, man. The Lord saw fit that you listen, man. He decided that listen, man. It's time for him to die. You know what I mean? But at least you didn't die a dishonorable death. At least in that service, you didn't die as a coward. You didn't die hating your people and standing against the Lord. You understand? What verse you in?
17 still.
Go ahead.
Khan. And the cause that is too hard for you, bring it unto me, and I will hear it.
So when it says to bring it onto the Most High, how would that be established? You understand? Anyone online as well. When it says to any cause, meaning any counsel, any judgment that is to be made, right? What does it mean to bring it onto the Most High or bring it to Him? You know what I'm saying? What does that mean? Does anybody know? Go ahead.
Does it mean that any dispute that we bring it in council?
Right. That's right. But when it says to bring it to the Lord, what does that mean specifically?
Bring it to the the captains.
Right. The people, the men appointed. You know what I mean? The men appointed to speak for the Most High, man. The men of the Lord, man. The priests and officers of the Lord that have been given the authority to do so. You understand? Right. That's how we speak to the Most High. We speak to the men that the Lord set up. You understand? We don't go into the desert and we speak to. No, we don't do that. You understand? The Lord has set up men from 969. He has set up men in this modern age that are here to stand and to execute His judgments, man, and for the people to go to and to seek counsel unto, man. That's what the Lord has set up men appointed for the role. You know what I mean? Just like of old time when you would speak to Moses or you would speak to Aaron, you understand? The men of the Lord, the men that the Lord that do the bidding of the Most High, you understand? That's who you go to seek, bring your counsels to, and He will dispute it according to the law. You understand? Read on.
Verse 18. And I commanded you at that time all the things which you should do. Shall I read it again, Salakia?
No, that's to work. So if you drop that, yeah, and if you give me Exodus 23 and verse 4, man, you understand? We have been given the right and the passage to do what the Lord has commanded us to do, man. To stand for Israel and to be that place of sanctuary for Yasha man. You understand?
Exodus 23, verse 4. If thou meet thine enemy's ox or his ass going astray, thou shalt surely bring it back to him again.
So now, here's another example of an enemy in the Bible that we are to love. An enemy, because why? In Israel, our main source of income or our main function was husbandry, man, which is farm work, to
Right.
work on the land and our livestock. You understand? And so, if your enemy within Israel, within your people, within your nation, wherever you may dwell, your enemy that's not far from thee, and his one of his cattle, one of his oxen, one of his sheep, one of his donkey, you know what I mean, gone and come out the pen and they run off and they're just grazing and doing their own thing. You see and you know who owns this livestock. You understand? And you as a brother, even though you have issues with this brother who owns this animal, man, you know this brother. Listen, man, he gets on your nerves and you always get out with him, man. But listen, that's your brother, man. And the Lord said, you listen, man. You don't leave the cattle just to go run off, man. You go and bring it to the brother, man. Listen, man, that's your brother. You deal with it, man. You deal with it as you've been commanded to do. Read on.
Come on. If thou see the acts of him that hateth thee
Mm-hmm.
under his burden, thou wouldest forbear to help him, thou shalt surely help with him.
There you go, man. This brother hates you, man. This brother wants you dead. You know what I mean? That's how bad it is, man. He don't even, you know what I mean? He don't even care for your life, man. But listen, man. He is Israel just as you are, man. And you can only do right by by showing him, listen, man, even though you hate me and you want my death, listen, man, I'm gonna do good unto thee. I'm going to pray for thee. Like we read in Matthews, man. You understand? I'm gonna do good to thee. But listen, man, I ain't gonna try to seek vengeance. I'm seeing your livestock run away. I could have just left it and laughed. You know what I mean? I could have been like, "Whoa, look at that." You know what I mean? Or even killed it. But listen, you didn't do that, man. He did well here. He did good unto that brother, that enemy of his, and he returned his cattle back to him, man. You understand?
Come
Read on.
on. Thou shalt not rest the judgment of thy poor in his cause.
I think that's it on that. No, I think that's it on that. If you drop that and go to another precept about the same subject matter, I think it's Deuteronomy 22 and verse 1.
Come on. Deuteronomy 22, verse 1.
22 verse 1, yeah?
Yeah, come. Thou shalt not see thy brother's ox or his sheep go astray.
So there you go, man. It's using a different word now. It's using a different word, but it's the same context. You understand? It's the same law that is, you know what I'm saying? It's the same command. Your brother and the enemy. Because obviously among your brothers we have enemies, man. You understand? And
Come.
so here, this is the brother now. This is a different word now. But now it's a brother. You know what I mean? Now you see his livestock running around and doing the madness. Read.
Come. And hide thyself from them. Thou shalt in any case bring them again unto thy brother.
Mm-hmm.
And if thy brother be not nigh unto thee, or if thou know him not, then thou shalt bring it unto thine own house, and it shall be with thee until thy brother seek after it.
So there you go. So now, if now you see the livestock, right, and you know obviously in Israel it only could be a brother or a sister's livestock, right? You know what I mean? It only could be another brother's livestock. You know what I mean? Who is in Israel? Who is just run astray from? You know it ain't yours, right? And so to keep brotherhood, you're gonna take the dog, the cow, the cattle, the ass, you know what I mean, the donkey, whatever it may be, and you're gonna take it into your own property and keep it there safely so it doesn't go astray, so no wolves can get after it or lions or whatever the case may be. You understand? And so when the brother comes and looks for his livestock now or his sheep or whatever it may be, listen, man, he can say, okay, yo, yeah, I got your cow right here, your bull right here, you know what I mean, or your oxen right here, man. You know, sorry I'm going astray. That's the law of brotherhood, man, of old time, man. That's what our foreparents were commanded to be and how it was commanded to conduct ourselves, man. You understand? Among one another. Read on.
Come. In like manner shalt thou do with his ass, and so shalt thou do with his raiment, and with all lost things of thy brother.
So that's it, man. That's the point right there, man. Anything that your brother loses, you're not supposed to take it for yourself, but you're supposed to, if you see it and he's not around or he's not able to get it himself, you know what I mean, you hold it for him, man. You know what I mean? If any of your brother loses his jacket or his garment or something, you know what I mean, you don't just take it, you don't take it or don't dash it away or don't sell it. You hold it for him. So when you next see him or when he comes looking for it, you know what I mean, you can be like, oh, here you go, brother. You know what I mean? This is your thing, and obviously, me as a brother doing according to the law, I ain't gonna take it. I ain't gonna steal it. I ain't gonna sell it. I'm gonna hold it for you till you can come and get your things. You understand? That's according to the law, man. That's the enemy that we had among in Israel, man. A brother that you may not go along with, or you may have had some issues with in the past. But listen, man, you gotta do according to the law by your actions, man. You understand? Not just talking. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
Khan.
Oh, sorry, Saki. What verse you in?
3, 3 said.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
And so shalt thou do with his raiment, and with all lost things of thy brother, which he have lost, and thou hast found. Shalt thou do likewise? Thou mayest not hide thyself. Thou shalt not see thy brother's ass or ox fall down by the way, and hide thyself from them. Thou shalt surely help him to lift them up again.
So let's say the cattle falls into a ditch, and that's to try to get it out, or a horse gets into a ditch and it can't walk out by itself. You have to help that brother, man. You know what I mean? You see him struggling, or you see that the animal's in there and it could starve to death or whatever. You help him, man. You help him. You help your brother so he can grow and he can feed his family, and you know what I mean. We can all live together in harmony, man, in Israel. But listen, man. This ain't talking about no heathen, man. This ain't talking about going out of your way to go and help the people who slaughter your brothers in the street, who oppress you and your sisters and push philosophies that defile the minds of our sons and daughters. No, man. We don't want to help them. We just do according to what we have been commanded to do in this place to dwell here. But we ain't trying to be all pally with them, man. Brotherhood is about establishing and acknowledging who your people and who your brothers are, man. And among the enemy, even among the people, or even amidst the midst of the enemies of your people, you still have a bond to keep, according to bloodline, according to the law, man. You still have to respect that, man. But in this world today, it has been lost. In this world today, we have forgotten that bond and that basic barrier that we keep between us and the heathens. You understand? Read on.
That's it, Slaki, on that one.
Okay, no sweat. If you get me Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 17, Babakasha.
Khan. 19. Leviticus 19, verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him.
So we are commanded not to hate our brothers, man. You understand? This precept has been read for how many years, man? But it can never be read enough, especially in this world, man. We cannot hate our brothers in our heart, man. We cannot bear a grudge against the children of our people, which we're gonna read again. You know what I mean? You understand? We are commanded to rebuke our brothers and sisters and not suffer sin upon them. If they are doing falsely, it's all a matter of how. But listen, man, you are commanded to correct your brothers and sisters according to the law, man. You understand? To make it known unto them that they are doing wrong and they're defiling themselves by doing so. You understand? Right. That's a command. To just look out for the well being of your people, of YAHANNA, man. You understand? Read on.
Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
There you go, man. Now it didn't say think about the oppressor. It didn't say think about Abdul over there or It didn't say think about any of these heathen nations, man. But it said your people, thy people, man. That's what the law states. It don't care about these other nations, man. But Christianity, the slave religion, that slave spirit that is among many brothers and sisters, even if they don't call themselves Christian, right? That spirit is among Israel, man. That Christianity spirit of being a slave, that's among us. But in our law, you understand, there's nothing that binds us to the heathens, man. There is only law on how we conduct ourselves among them and how we carry ourselves. But there's no law that says we have to love our oppressors, man. You understand? Loving thy enemies is loving your neighbor, loving the children of thy people. You understand? And we are not to bear any grudge against them.
Right.
You had something?
No, so it's like yeah.
Oh no. What verse was that?
Just the end of it now. The end of it's like end of verse 18.
Come on, go ahead.
But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord.
There you go, man. Love the children of thy people as thyself, man. You know what I mean? You would want your brother to look out for you and your things and to look at what got your back, so you watch his back, man. You look after him. You know what I mean? You see one of his children running across the street and could get hit. You gonna stand there and let it happen? No, man. You're gonna go and help your the young brother or young sister, man. You understand? For the sake of your own people, because you would want the same thing to happen to you.
That's right.
If your son or your daughter was doing the same thing, you would want someone to correct it and to stand against anything that may harm them. You understand? In your absence. So that's why we would always execute compassion in the law to our brothers and sisters, man. To not be thinking about our oppressors, because they don't think about you, man. And that's just the facts. They don't think about you, but only you in your simplicity would want to look about them. You know what I mean? All right. So if you get me Ecclesiasticus chapter 2 and verse 4, because reading what we read earlier, right, in the whole midst of, loving your enemies, right, loving the brothers and sisters that stand against you. Now, it is not an easy thing. It is not a thing that you can just do like that, because in the world we was all defiled by once upon a time, loving someone that did you wrong, or trying to not seek vengeance against those who did you wrong. You know what I mean? Was damn near impossible. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. In the Christian church, when they read these scriptures, they're only thinking about their oppressors, because they somehow always manage to forgive the oppressor, but never the brothers and sisters in their own community. You understand? Never. But when we come to understand this truth, and we understand sound doctrine, we acknowledge and understand that, listen, man, the brother and the sister is the enemy that we should be praying for, man. It's the enemy that we should not be bearing a grudge after and trying to seek vengeance against, man. That's the enemy of the Bible that we are to love.
Exactly.
Read that, Bob Kishar.
Just 2 verse 4. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state.
Right, you understand? Whatever is brought upon us in this captivity, man, coming into this truth and acknowledging who we are in these last days, you understand? Knowing who we are and knowing what that entails, knowing that you have to now stand against your brothers and sisters who have become accustomed to being slaves and become accustomed to following certain foolishness and doctrines that does not benefit them. And now you have to endure their persecution. You have to endure their foolish words and their envious nonsense that only comes about because of their own self-hatred. You know what I mean? Now, whatever comes upon thee in that service, man, in the service of righteousness, you have to do what?
Love it.
No, read it again.
It's like the one. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, you're supposed to take it cheerfully.
Right, that's right, man. All that we endure in this place, we have to understand that the Lord is the one who would allow us to be going through it, man. That we may be stronger at the last end. You understand? We have to endure all that we go through cheerfully, and knowing that these things must be. You understand? Knowing that this is the way of things, man. This is the way this world is, and this is the way it's always going to be. You understand? Read on.
Khan. And be patient when thou art changed to a lower state.
Be patient, man. When you're in that lower state, and you know what I mean, you're not up there like you once was, or you know what I mean, not how you want to be. Listen, man, you be patient, man. You be patient because why? The Lord is with you, man. The Lord is there and He is trialing you and testing you every day. Because that's what it's all about, man. This life is about warfare, man. To get you the most the best you can possibly be, you know what I mean, the strongest you can be, and the most efficient you can be to endure everything that comes your way. Read on.
Khan. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
Mm-hmm. So just like so just like that gold, right? When gold is found in the ground, right, in his mind, it is impure. It's got many various different metals and dirt and rocks, and it's congealed with all of them, right, as it's formed in the ground. But when you put it through that fire, man, and you melt it down, and all the impurities, everything else that was in it, is now separated. You know what I mean? All that fire has to go through, that torment it has to go through to become pure. And that's just like us, man. That's just like Israel. When we go through that fire and we go through that torment, we become something greater, man. We become perfect, you understand? And we become pure, just as that gold has to become pure. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
Believe in Him, and He will help thee.
Mm-hmm.
Order thy way aright, and trust in Him.
So order that way right, man. Meaning keep the law, man. Do what is righteous, man. Execute righteous judgment and do what is right. Live according to how we've been commanded, man. You understand? And just enjoy and be that way consistently for the rest of your days. Read on.
Khan. But ye that fear the Lord, wait for His mercy, and go not aside, lest you fall.
Mm-hmm.
Ye that fear the Lord, believe Him, and your reward shall not fall.
There you go, man. If you truly fear the Lord, you truly want to serve the Most High, man, you will serve Him, man. You will serve Him unto death, because you listen, man. That's that true faith, man. You truly serve the Lord, and listen, man. The last end, man. You'll be rewarded. You understand? You'll be rewarded for your great deeds and works, man. You understand? So like, yeah, if you drop that, yeah, and if you get me, Romans chapter 5 and verse 1, Baba Kashar.
Come. Romans 5 verse 1. Therefore, being justified by faith, we have peace with God through our Lord Jesus Christ.
Read on.
By whom also we have access by faith into His grace, or into this grace, wherein we stand and rejoice in hope of the glory of God. Shall I read that again? Another one.
Yeah, read Baba Kashar. Yeah, sorry, it's like it.
Therefore, being justified by faith, we have peace with God.
So when we are justified by our faith, meaning, you know what I mean, justified by the service of the Lord, man, the true endurance of serving the Lord, man, that true sincere faith, man. Read on.
By whom also we have access by faith into this grace, wherein we stand and rejoice in the hope of the glory of God.
So we have faith because, right, our faith is rewarded because understand that through that faith, you know what I mean, that's how we are able to receive that grace, you understand, that mercy, you know what I mean, which is given to us through our King, you understand? That's that mercy, that grace that we've been allowed to have to able to turn from our wicked ways, you understand? Read on.
And not only so, but we glory in tribulation also.
So not only do we glorify the fact that we have grace and that, you know, the Lord has given us an opportunity to serve him and to repent and do and change our ways. You know what I mean? Not only do we rejoice because of that, but we also rejoice in tribulation, man. We also rejoice when things are not going quite well, when things are hard and torment, you know what I mean? The torment comes upon us. We rejoice in that time too, you understand? Read on.
Knowing that tribulation worketh patience,
Mm-hmm.
and patience experience, and
Mm-hmm.
experience hope.
So there you go, man. You understand? Through that tribulation, we can achieve patience. Through that torment that we go through, man, we can achieve patience, man. Patience to endure and to be long suffering of our people that are rebellious in this world. Patience to endure the tribulation that we face every day living in this place. You understand? But that will make you stronger. All these things, it's just like being put through that gold being put through the furnace, man. We'd be put through so much torment and heat, but then in the last end, man, it would have been all worth it, man. You understand? Read on.
And hope maketh not ashamed,
Mm-hmm.
because the love of God is shed abroad in our hearts
There
by
you
the
go.
Holy Spirit,
Mm-hmm.
which is
You
given
know what I
unto us.
mean? Because of the spirit of the Lord, man, is in us, man. Because wherever we go, wherever we dwell on this earth, because we serve the Lord, listen, man, we can do no wrong. You know what I mean? We can never fail for you know what I mean? Fear for our lives. You understand? We always have that security in our lives and knowing that because we the path that we walk in, the Lord is always there with us, man, and His spirit, His vibe that is on us because of our deeds and actions. Listen, man, we are reassured in our lives, man. We don't want for anything because of that. We all secure because we know in the service of the Lord there is always safety and there is sanctuary in it, man. You know what I mean? But I think is that it on that?
Concert.
Cool. All right, no sweat. If you get me Luke chapter 8 and verse 11, Bo Kishar.
8 verse 11. Luke 8 verse 11. Now the parable is this: the seed is the word of Yahweh.
So this is that's right, man. So this is the parable. The parable. So like, one second. Bear with me. Right. So understand. Read that again.
Lucky, what was that, sir?
Or the precept.
Salaki, the same.
5 and verse 8.
Salaki. You sure this 8 in verse Luke 8 and verse 5, wasn't it?
No, Salaki. Luke 8 and verse 11.
Sir. Now Luke 8 verse 11. Now the parable is this: the seed is the word of Yahweh.
So the seed that in this parable is the words of the Lord, man. Is the truth. That's what the seed is. The seed is the truth. You understand? Read on.
Verse 12. Those by the wayside are they that hear.
Mm-hmm.
Then cometh the devil and taketh away the word out of their hearts, lest they should believe and be saved.
Mm-hmm.
They on the rock are they which, when they hear, receive the word with joy.
So if you double back here, what it says about Satan and the devil, right? The devil is taking away the word, right? So this is the parable of the seeds. The seeds that are scattered, right? Whenever you're farming, you understand? You scatter seeds. And when you're scattering seeds into the earth, you know what I mean? You're scattering the seeds on the field, but some of the seeds, they go somewhere else. So they're scattering many seeds, right? Some of them go into rocks, some of them go into the other plants, some of them go on the road, some of them, they go everywhere. But now it's being specific. The parable is always the parables in the scriptures is always based on something that is relevant and lawful, that would be known unto the people, that people can relate to. People can relate to seeds being sown, because why? The people, Israel, main occupation was husbandry, was farming. You understand? So read that last bit again about the devil. Okay.
Verse 12. Those by the wayside are they that hear. Then cometh the devil and taketh away the word out of their hearts.
So there's many people who hear this truth, man. There's many people who hearken and may hear this and hear that, but they're easily swayed. You understand? Right. These people are easily swayed on the wayside. Always anything that their oppressor or anything that any vain philosophy in this world easily take them from the word of the Lord, even when hearing. You understand? Read on.
Then cometh the devil and taketh away the word out of their hearts, lest they should be believed and be saved.
Go ahead.
They on the rock are they which, when they hear, receive the word with joy. And
so those on the rock, right? They receive so that when they hear this truth, when the seeds go on the rock and they hear this truth, they're joyous to hear this truth, man. They're happy to hear this, man. They're happy to hear that Christ is black and the Most High is black and that we are the children of the Most High. They're happy to hear that, man. Read on.
And these have no root.
They have no root, though. They're happy to hear it. When they hear it, they first hear it, they're so zealous. You know what I mean? They're happy. They're making up so much noise. They can't wait to tell everybody. But remember, when you throw seeds on a rock, can it form root? Can it go into the ground? No, it goes on a rock, and then that's it. It's just on a rock. You know what I'm saying? Whenever a seed is on a rock, if it land on the soil, it can't be rooted into anything. It's just on a rock, so it can easily be taken by a bird. An animal could eat it. You know what I mean? It's just there. So the seeds that was thrown to the rock, those that land on the rock, yeah, man, they were joyous, man, zealous to hear about it. You know what I mean? Read on.
For which for a while believed.
So for a while, you know what I mean, they believe. It's like, yeah, man, happy to hear it, and they acknowledge the truth and they always talk about it. But then for a while they liked it. You know what I mean? It's like a little hype, like today. You know what I mean? Any little hype of today, kids and people are like, you know what I mean, adults are like, you know what I mean. There's always some kind of hype that comes up and it lasts for only such a time. Well, that's like the people on the rock. You know what I mean? That's like the seeds that land on the rock. They're happy for a time. They speak about it. They talk about it a lot. Tell everybody about it. But they're not. They're happy for a time. Only for such a time. You know what I mean? Read on.
And in the time of temptation, fall away.
So there you go, man. Only in the time when it gets real. You understand? That's the reality, man. When it gets real, they're not really about it. They were never built for this, man. You know what I mean? When times got hard and tribulation came upon them, and temptation was on their head, listen, man, they weren't built for this battle, man. They were just like, whoa, listen, man, it sounded cool and it's really great and it is true, but I'm just not, it's not me, and I'm just like, I don't feel that way, and I need to express myself differently, and I like to do this and I like to do that. When meanwhile, all those sayings are just excuses because they want to fall into temptation. They are not built for the strength that it takes to endure the things of this world, man. They're not built for what it takes to be in this truth. They only like it because they're like fans. They're like cheerleaders on the sidelines. You understand? They talk so much about the truth, as if they live it, but they don't live this truth, man. Right. They're just sideliners, man. They talk about this truth and they like the idea of it. It sounds good and they acknowledge it's true, but are they built for it, man? Are they built for this life? Right. It's a lifestyle. It's not just some facade or some happy moment. You know what I mean? This is a life. This is, you know what I mean? This is about people who are actually down and real. You know what I mean? And actually in reality, not based on based on their own carnal lust and their own carnal needs. You know what I mean? Are they willing to sacrifice those carnalities for the Lord, for the Most High, and for your people? No, they're not built like that, man. They only endure for a time, and then when temptation come, man, they just go about their business, and then they just talk about it, and then just that's it, man. But they're quick, you know what I mean? When it comes to it, man, they just love to talk about it like it's some happy thing, man. They talk a lot. But when it comes to actually going through it and going through that furnace of adversity and enduring temptation, they're just not built for that, man. Read on.
And that which fell among thorns are they which, when they have heard, go forth and are choked with the cares and riches and pleasures of this life,
Mm-hmm.
and bring no fruit to perfection.
So there you go, man. Meaning, now this is the other seed. The other seed goes on the thorns, right? You know what I mean? The thorns, the sting nettles, right? Now, you know what I mean? They go forth, and they kind of get with the truth a little bit, but really, you know, they're just like, listen, man. When it came to the reality, once again, they really weren't about it, man. You know what I mean? Read it again, Salakia.
Oh, no, I'll read that again. Salakia. And they which fell among thorns are they which, when they have heard, go forth and are choked with the cares and riches and pleasures of this life, and bring no fruit to perfection.
So there you go, man. These people hear it and they go forth, but then when they hear it, they again, once again, they acknowledge it because they heard it, but they are choked, meaning what? All the things of this world that they have to give up, all the affairs of this world, the riches of this world, you know what I mean? The lifestyle that they used to living, they can't give it up. They can't go astray from Babylon. They can't you understand? They cannot and will not, you understand, stand for what is true. Because why? They are too carnal. They're too weak to stand for what is written. You understand? They only hear it, but the things of this world, it has too much power over them. They're far too corrupted. You understand?
Okay, sir.
Go ahead.
Yeah, they find it hard to give up the bacon sandwiches and, you know.
Right. the bacon butties and them things. Bacon marsardis and them things, you know what I mean? they you know what I mean? They're like, listen, man, I hear what you lot are saying, but you know, that bacon was sizzling and it smelled so good, and I was like, you know, I had to eat it. And then that's them, man. You know what I mean? Or they want to work a job which will defile them, man. They want to live a certain life that would cause them to compromise their ways and trim their ways. But because of the money and the wealth that it brings forth, listen, man, they're just like, listen, man, nah, man, I like money, I like this, I like that. Well, then that's them. They have chosen their path. You understand? They couldn't deal with it. The affairs of this world was just too much for them. You understand? Christmas, Easter, like sister said, you know what I mean? They love all of that. but the reality is that they just wasn't built for it. I mean, the last guy on the rock, he got hype. He liked the truth. He talked about truth and all the rest of it, and he was down for it, man. But then the first piece of tribulation come, he couldn't handle it. He couldn't hack it. You understand? So at one point he was talking about truth and telling everybody about it, and then, you know, he just couldn't hack it, man. He wasn't really about it. You know what I mean? He wasn't strong enough. Then this one now, they hear it, but the first thing that comes to their mind is all the things of this world that they have to give up. But read on.
But that on the good ground are they which in an honest and good heart, having heard the word, keep it and bring forth fruit with patience.
There you go, man. Those who hearken, those who hear it and they fall on the good ground, that good earth, that good soil, man. You understand? They hear this word and then they bring forth fruit.
That's right.
They find root and they bring forth fruit in this world, man. You know what I mean? They hear it and they bring works. They do stuff. They go and teach. They do this. They do that. They go and do all that they can to bring forth something, you know what I mean, that before was nothing. Now they brought through some level of work. They've done something in the service of the Lord. You understand? All right then, Salakia. If you read on.
Salakia, sir, if I could.
You go ahead.
You know the precept that says, where a man's treasure is where his heart is.
Right.
Was that precept to that, sir?
Yeah, it will precept to the one of the thorns. The thorns. Yeah, definitely. I'm right. That's a definite precept, man. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
No man, when he have lit or lighted a candle, cover it with a vessel, or put it under a bed, but setteth it on a candlestick, that they which enter in may see the light.
So there you go. This is a part of the fruit. This is like a parable of other parable itself, because like when you light a candle, you're not going to pull it hidden away underneath something to start a whole fire. You're not going to hide it away. The whole point of the flame and the fire and the candle is so that you can put it on the candlestick so that everyone can see the light. The whole point of the candlestick is to produce light. You understand? And that's what it's saying. Whenever you get that fire, you know what I mean, and you get the candlestick, the whole purpose of this, and it's representing the truth, the whole purpose of it is to show the world, you know what I mean? The whole purpose is to show the world what this is about, you know what I mean? If you get a lighter and a candlestick, you know what I mean, what's the purpose of it if you're not going to show it? It's the whole point is you show the light of the scriptures, man. You let your light show forth so that you can show the world what this is all about. You understand?
Right.
And what verse was that?
That was the end of 16.
Okay, no sweat. That was Luke, yeah.
Can't say Luke
8. No sweat. If you drop that and get Hebrews 10 and verse 35, both for sure.
Can't say. Hebrews 10, 35. Cast not away, therefore, your confidence, which have great recompense of reward.
So cast not away that confidence, man. You understand? Don't cast away the confidence that is in one to keep the law, man, and to be in this truth. Don't cast it away, man. You keep that confidence unto death. You keep the confidence to wear fringes, man. You understand? And to keep yourself according to the law, man. You keep your confidence to go and teach this truth, and don't lose any confidence, man. Don't lose any confidence when it comes to doing the work of the Lord and serving the Most High. Read on.
Verse 36. For ye have need of patience, that after you have done the will of God, you may receive the promise.
There you go, man. You have need of patience, man. Patience to endure all these things, man. Because once you've endured all these things, then you can receive your great reward, man. Then you can truly seek the reward which comes about from doing what is right in this earth. You understand? Right. You can truly receive the reward that comes about from, you know what I mean, enduring everything that we see around us, man. From standing against everything that is in this world. You can find it there, man. You understand? You can find and truly achieve great patience and truly find the reward through that patience. You understand? Through going through and enduring, man. Staying strong, man. And not allowing anything to make you fold or yield to the lust of this world, man. You understand? Read on.
For yet a little while, and he that shall come will come, and he will not tarry.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the one. What does that mean, if you could?
So read that again.
For yet a little while, and he that shall come will come, and will not tarry.
So basically, meaning what? He that will come, he will come, man. He will not tarry. He's not going to wait. He's not going to wait for the time for you to decide, you know, when you're going to be patient. If the time will come, basically, where you have no time, because the Lord is not tarrying. The Most High is not going to send our King, and He's not going to tarry. When the time comes for Him to come and to execute judgment, you understand? There can be no tarrying. He's not going to tarry, man. So he's not going to tarry he's not going to come and then he's going to be like, all right, let me wait for you to just keep the law for a couple more days so I can, you know, come and be at your convenience. No, right, man. You have to endure and go through all this tribulation and achieve and find patience so that you can get the reward, man. Because otherwise, the time will come when it's too late, basically. I mean, there's a time will come where when all of that is too late. There's a time where, listen, man, you know, all that talking, all that you heard from them brothers on the street corners about coming back to your heritage and all the rest of it. There's a time where, you know, all that grace period that you had to change your ways, and the time you had to listen and to hearken to what they were saying. There's a time when, you know, you ain't gonna be able to do it forever. You understand? You have a window to, you know, the Lord knows when you hear this truth, and you have a window to commit to what is or to hearken to what you've been told. And if you don't do it, listen, man, it's not gonna be like this forever. They believe it will be, but it's not. This kingdom will not stand forever. Read on.
Come on. Now the just shall live by faith. But if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him.
There you go, man. The just shall have what? Read that again.
Come on. Now the just shall live by faith. But if any man draw back, my soul shall not have no pleasure in him.
There you go, man. The just shall live by faith, man. You understand? But if any man in that time, listen, this man is just, he served the Lord for this X amount of time, you know. Listen, man. But if he tried to draw back and backpedal and try to go back into the world, all that he achieved, all that he done to be righteous, you know what I mean? The Lord's not going to have any pleasure in him, man. He's not going to look upon those things. He's going to look upon, well, look what you did there. You didn't enjoy. You didn't stick it out to the end. You didn't hold it down. You ran away. You backpedaled, man, and went into the world and went and became weak. You shaved your beard and threw away your heritage for the love of this weak, pathetic world. You understand? The Lord is not going to have pleasure in that, man. You understand? He has pleasure in strength and them who endure, man. You understand? Read on.
Come on. But we are not of them who draw back unto perdition.
So we're not of them who draw back, man. Who draw back and backpedal. You know what I mean? Backpedal and backtrack into the world and defile themselves. Backpedal themselves into destruction. You know what I mean? They find themselves in destruction, man. You understand? Right. How can you learn the truth and even come so far as to being in the truth and teaching this truth, and then you draw back and start backsliding, and you're going back in time where you used to smoke weed and destroy yourself and sniff all manners of drugs and take all, you know what I mean, and do all kinds of madness, which is not fruitful in this world. It doesn't benefit you or your people. But you found truth. You found great honor in it too. And then you backpedaled to destruction. You went right back into the fire of destruction, man. You understand? That's exactly what you went and do when you leave the truth. You understand? Read on.
Come on. But of them that believe to the saving of the soul.
That's what the Lord has pleasure in, man. You understand? Those who endure to the saving of the soul, man. Meaning what? Those who endure unto the end. They've endured to a point where the Lord will actually be able to bring forth salvation out of the land of their oppressors. You understand? And out of the hands of their oppressors, of their enemies. You understand? Right. Not for a while and then you thought, okay, I got bored, so I'm going to go back in the war and do that. No, man. To the very end, to the bitter end, those who endure to then, those are the ones who the Lord has pleasure in, man.
Right.
Was that it on that?
Concert.
Okay, no. So if you get me James chapter 5 and verse 8, okay, sure.
Come. 5 verse 8.
God.
Be ye also patient. Establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord draweth nigh.
That's it, man. Be patient, man. Establish your hearts, man. Establish your mind to acknowledging that the Lord is coming, man. Our King will return and bring slaughter to these lands
Right.
and raise us up to rule over our oppressors, man. You
Right.
understand? To rule over them that have hated and only destroyed us, man. You understand? The Lord will come back, but we have to establish our mind and be strong mentally. You know what I mean? Establish what is right in this earth and do it, and stay in it until the very end. That's what we are commanded to do, man. Because soon our King will return. You understand? Read on.
Grudge not one against another, brethren.
Read that one more time.
Grudge not one against another, brethren.
That's it, man. We can't grudge against one another if we're trying to endure to the destruction of this place. Oh, listen, man. We're all looking to the end of this wretched kingdom, man. We're all looking to the end of these heathens in rulership, man. We're all looking for the destruction and the what's the word I want to use? Not just the destruction, but the you don't want to. You must have something. Let me see.
I missed what you were saying, sis.
No, but we're all looking forward, and we're all trying to keep it and hold it down for the bitter end, to see the destruction of our oppressors, to see his power taken from him and his kingdoms and his armies slaughtered and destroyed, right? And so that we will look for the day where he is subservient to us and he bends the knee to our king and to our people. You understand? And yet, in the midst of that, brothers and sisters want to have envy against one another. You want to have a little grudge against your brother. Listen, man, begrudge not your brother, man, or your sister. You understand? Don't be begrudging against your own people in the midst of that. When we're looking at the greater good, we're looking at the greater thing, the greater picture of things. We're trying to endure and hold strong and build up our people to behold the destruction of our enemies, man. You understand? But you want to begrudge your people and your brother, man. Learn brotherhood, man. Learn the law and do well, man. You understand? That's it, man. We shouldn't, in the midst of that, we shouldn't be thinking about, our brothers. You know what I mean? We shouldn't be thinking about having a grudge against our brother or sister. You know what I mean? Having an issue with them. Listen, man, you establish what is right and you do what's right, and you look forward to the kingdom where you and your people can rule, man.
That's right.
Read that again, Salakia.
Khan. Grudge not one against another, brethren, lest ye be condemned. Behold, the judge standeth before the door.
That's it, man. The judge standeth before the door, man. You understand? The judgment will come. You want to begrudge against your brothers and sisters for some foolishness? That's not going to help you, man. You understand? In the midst of all things, we should be pursuing and putting our hands towards the work of the Father, man. Teaching classes and doing what is well. You know what I mean? Uplifting our people and feeding the poor of our brothers and sisters, man. Doing what is right and keeping the law, upholding the feast days and the customs of our foreparents, man. You understand? That's what we should be looking to do, not to be finding war among ourselves. You understand? The only war among ourselves we should be looking to have and to make is wars of doctrine, is wars of what is righteous and what is unrighteous within our nation. That's it. We shouldn't be trying to have some personal issue with some brother because you just don't like him. That's some nonsense, man. You understand? We should be looking to destroy the heresies that have been taught in this land, which has been used and only have destroyed and damaged our people. We should be making wars against that. You know what I mean? The wars that you're making in UPK are against the doctrines that defile the minds of our people. We battle for the minds and the hearts of our people. That's what we battle for, man. That's why we do not affiliate ourselves with no other group, because they defile themselves with things that we would not. You understand? And the only way to uplift and to restore our people is to stand against what they think is okay. You understand? They think Christmas is okay. They
That's right.
think birthdays is okay. They
Right.
think eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, and
Right.
smoking weed and sniffing crack and cocaine and all the rest of it. They think that's okay.
Right.
I mean, our sisters think being a whore is okay. They think being a man that is effeminate, wearing tight clothes and being subservient to a woman, they think that's okay. But listen, man, those of us in the truth have to make war with these things, man. And we have to make war with our brothers and sisters based on those things to save them. But we should not be looking to make war because this brother looked at you funny or he said something to you that they didn't like. You know what I mean? That's some nonsense, man. We should be looking because the judgment, you know what I mean? The executioner is at the door, man. The judgment is at the door. And it only take a time. I mean, in any time, it only be in a matter of time before before the executioner and the judgment is executed, man. And the sword is brought down upon you, man. You know what I mean? And that's why we should seek only judgment of righteousness, man. You understand? Any more on that?
Verse 10.
Come on, go ahead.
Take, my brethren, the prophets who have spoken in the name of the Lord for an example of suffering, affliction,
That's right.
and of patience.
There you go, man. The men who have spoken and those men who have been appointed to do the work of the Lord to be an example, man. Example of how everybody will stand against them, even their own brothers and sisters, but they still endure. And those are an example, man. You know what I mean? An example to the people of how we should stand in this world, man. You understand? Read on.
Khan. Behold, we count them happy which endure.
That's it, man.
Salakia, sir.
No sweat. You understand? We count them happy which endure, man. When you endure tribulation, you endure temptation, and you endure all the BS that we find in this world, listen, man, you'll be happy because you are fulfilled in your life, man. You're fulfilled in your duty in the service of the Most High. You're not just like everybody else, just following the crowd and just conforming to this weakness of this world, man. But you stand strong with integrity and for the Most High's sake.
Right.
That way you'll be happy, man. You're fulfilled in your heart, man. Trust me. You understand? Read on.
Khan. Ye have heard of the patience. Salakia. Ye have heard of the patience of Job.
You understand? You've heard the patience of Job, man. You understand? Yarowab, you understand? You've heard of his patience and how he was righteous and perfect. You understand? Perfect, man. But he lost so much. You know what I mean? The Lord tested him and allowed Satan to test him, man. And he endured so much. And the last end, he was rewarded, man. You understand? You've heard about the things that Job has been through. All that he endured. He lost his wife, lost his children. You know what I mean? But then when he lost those things, he was rewarded again. He had another wife and more children and more livestock and more land. You understand? The Lord rewarded him at the last end. You know what I mean? Read on.
Khan. And have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy.
Mm-hmm.
But above all things, my brethren, swear not. So, like, I think that's going into something else, right?
Yeah, we got it. You know what I'm saying? No sweat. But you understand? We have to endure, man. We have to endure and be long suffering to our brothers, man. It's like if you get me Galatians 5 and 22, Bob Kashar.
Could have a concept.
You know what I mean? These are the enemies that we have to love, man. That black man who has only learned to hate himself and has only been taught to destroy himself and his people. That's who we love, man. That's the enemy that we love. Because why? We stand against him and we go in the corners and we speak against everything that he does and everything that he believes is right. And he is an enemy to us. But we still love him, man. We still pray for him, man. We are out there on the streets for him and many other brothers and sisters just like him. You understand? Those are the enemies that we are to love in this world, man. Read on.
Khan. Galatians 5, verse 22.
God.
But the fruit of the Spirit is love,
Mm-hmm.
peace, long suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith.
You know what I mean? That long suffering to long and endure the things that our people are in, man, and the level of corruption that has taken place on our people, man. We have to be long suffering and enduring all the things that come about of restoring a people, restoring a nation of people who have only been taught to love the people that destroy them, man.
Yeah,
To love the people that have only done them wrong. You understand? We have to teach them the other way, man. They have to be retaught once again.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, let's drop that. If you get me, what do you call it? Salakia. James chapter 1 and verse 3.
Cut on concept. James 1 and verse 3. Knowing this, that the trying of your patience worketh Salakia. Salakia, sir. Knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience.
That's it, man. Know this, man. The trying of your faith worketh patience, man. All these things that we are to endure is commanded of us, man. Those of us that truly want to serve the Most High, you will be tested. You will be tested. You will go through the vigorous fire and flame, that vigorous torment. You know what I mean? To make you perfect, man. You go through it, and you know when you've gone through it, man. You know when you've achieved. You know what I mean? You know when you have overcome. You know what I mean? And you know when you've come through the other side. And you know also when you have only found shame and dishonor, when you have dropped your sword and forsaken that oath to the Lord, man. You understand? You will know both. You will know. No one has to tell you. You know what I mean? You will know when you have forsaken what is right in this world. And know that, listen, man, when you endure and your faith is tried, is tried, Slakia, you know what I mean? You will know, listen, man, I have now found patience. I can now know how to endure and how to teach others how to endure also. You understand? Read on.
Cut on con. But let patience have a perfect work,
Mm-hmm.
that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing.
That's it, man. Wanting nothing, man. You won't be wanting a damn thing because the Lord has got you, man. Because the Lord is with you. You won't go hungry. You won't need you won't be looking for water or nothing, man. Because why? You know you got your people around you, man. The Lord has allowed you to be strong when others were too weak to stand for the truth. You understand? And that's something that is to behold, man. To enjoy and to become patient and to know how to endure all the things that literally everybody else wouldn't even think to what do you call it, would not even think to forsake or to think about. So like you got a question online. Sister Adassa said, can you break down Timothy 2 verse 16, 17? Yeah, so like if you hold that, yeah, or what you got and get so like it says, what Timothy? First Timothy or Second Timothy?
Timothy 2. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because like what there's Timothy, there's First Timothy, Second Timothy. Which one is it, sis? We'll forget that for now. Just read what you got for now. We'll get when the sister responds. We'll get to that precept. Yeah. But yeah, I think it was James 1:4. I think it was.
Right. James 1 verse 4. But Salakia 5 now. If any of you Salakia, yeah, that was it. Yeah, that was it on that, sir.
Okay, no sweat. If you get me Romans chapter 2 and verse 4, Bob Kishar. Oh yes, Salakia, Sister Hadassah, if you can put up exactly what precept it is that you want to be broken down. Is it First Timothy or Second Timothy? It just says Timothy 2 and 16. Okay, second Timothy. Okay, second, yeah. So hold that, Akion, if you can get me Second Timothy chapter 2 and verse 16, yeah?
So 2 Timothy 2 verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
but shun profane and vain babblings,
Mm-hmm.
for they will increase unto more ungodliness.
Right. So it says to shun vain and what? So like you read it again?
Karawan. But shun profane and vain babblings.
So profane and vain babblings would align on the speaking about your brothers and sisters. That's an example of that. That'll be profane. You know what I mean? It'd be offensive to your brothers and sisters, and it's vain because what would you achieve by doing so? You know what I mean? Like for example, murmuring and speaking against the men of the Lord. You understand? That is only vain and profane because what would it come? What would come by it? What will come of conversation like that is rebellion. That's what will come by such conversation, rebellion. When you're speaking about things that don't actually pertain to anything that actually will allow us to move forward in this world. You understand? It's not something that's productive, meaning it's not something that it can benefit anybody. It's just vain. It's nothing. It's foolishness. But that's how a lot of things are forming. So like doctrines and also heresies, because people just talk about foolishness that doesn't actually mean anything or doesn't actually matter. You understand? And that can only lead to a further sin that will destroy you and anybody else. You understand? Read on.
And their word will eat as doth a canker.
Read that again. Okay.
And their word will eat as though or though a canker. I don't know what that is. Like,
Um, let me get there. How do you spell it?
Canker. Canker. I don't know what that is.
Let me see. Is that what you want to broken down? That bit right here, sis? Because right, basically the way it's talking about is just refrain from vain babbling. Basically, refrain from evil speaking. You know what I mean? Things that are profane, vain, that will only lead to sin. You understand? Read on from there, Hakian. Read on from there. I don't get the point. Read on from there.
So, if I
Read
could
read on from where you was at.
answer, their word will eat as doth a canker, of whom is Hymenius and Philetus. I can't remember.
I think it could, yeah, I think it's the what do you call it? It could be a Greek.
Hymenius and no, it's these two people that was wicked in the Bible.
Right. It's that name. Yeah.
I can't spell it. Hymenius and Philetus.
No, so, but the point is anyway. The base of this, the point of this precept is just saying basically. Okay, I can get the breakdown on that word canker. So from Captain, but you say you got it, yeah. You read that book.
Canker, a destructive fungal disease of and other trees that result in the damage bark. It says infection, abscess, sore.
Right. And so that's what it's comparing. That's what it's comparing the profane and vain babbling to. You understand? Something like that which can grow an infection, like a virus, an uncleanness that it will grow and will defile the body and defile the people. You understand? So okay, Most High in Christ, sister, she gets it. You understand? But that's what the canker is. You understand? That's what the sin can do, man. Sin and profane words can grow into something that is defiled and wrong in this world. You understand? Right. No sweat, sis. All right. Let's go back to where it was. If you get Romans 2 and 4, Bob Kashar, yeah.
Romans 2, verse 4. Or despisest thou the riches of his goodness and forbearance of long suffering, not knowing that the goodness of God leadeth thee to repentance? But after thy hardness and impotent heart treasurest up unto thyself wrath against the day of wrath, and revelation of the righteous judgment of Yahweh. Let's read that again.
Yeah, read that again, Bokasha. Yeah, please. Yeah,
Oh,
Slack
yeah.
it.
No, sir. Or despiseth thou the riches of his goodness and forbearance and long suffering,
Go ahead.
Kadawan Khan, not knowing that the goodness of God leadeth thee to repentance.
So when you don't basically don't forsake the Lord, man, knowing that the good will, you know what I mean, at the last end you will find repentance, man. At the last end you enjoy everything and you go through long suffering, right? You endure all these things, man. And then at the last end you'll find that salvation, man. You'll find that this kingdom will be destroyed and our enemies will be subdued, man. You understand? So lucky if you get me, where we at now? Romans 15:5, Bokasha.
Kadawan Khan, sir. 15 verse 5. Romans 15 verse 5. Now Yahweh, sorry, Lakia, Salakia. Now the God of patience and consolation grant you to be like-minded one toward another according to Christ Jesus.
So we have to be like-minded one towards another, man. That's why in here it's one West, man. One body, one mind, one spirit, man. You understand? One baptism, man. You understand? In here, there's no different baptisms. There's no this. There's no that. There's only one way, and that's the man that we should all be in, man. We should all be in the one way to serve the Lord and the Most High, serve the Most High and Christ. You understand? You know what I mean? Read on.
Kadawan Khan. Now the God of patience and consolation grant you to be like-minded one toward another
Mm-hmm.
according to Yahweh. Salakia, according to Jesus Christ.
That's right. You understand? According to our King, you know what I mean? When we do what's right, we can achieve greater things, man. We can only grow and do better. But when we want to do our own thing and do our own little bit, listen, man, we'll never find anything. We'll never grow and find anything of any value in this place. We'll never achieve the greater goal. You understand? But only achieve further destruction.
Right.
Is that it on that?
Maybe one-minded. Salakia, verse 6.
Go ahead.
That ye may with one mind and one mouth glorify God, even the Father of our Lord Jesus Christ.
That's it, man. We will glorify it with the same mind and the same spirit, the same doctrine. You understand?
Right.
We'll acknowledge the Most High in Christ, man. You understand? We'll acknowledge what the Lord gave us and the way we were commanded to be and live in this world, man.
Right.
You understand? And give the Most High in Christ glory in doing so, man. But we will never do that when we want to do our own thing, different things here, different things there, and all this and all that. Listen, man, it's only supposed to be one way. There's only one doctrine and one way to serve the Most High, man. You understand? That's it on that, yeah.
Answer.
All right, if you get First Peter 3:20, Bob Kashaw.
Come. First Peter 3, verse 20. Which sometime were disobedient, when once the long suffering of God waited in the days of Noah. So, Salakia, shall I read it again, sir? Can you hear me? Salakia, your can't hear you, sir.
Yeah, Sulakia. Just bear me 1 second here, 1 second.
No, sir.
Yeah, Salaki. Read that again. My bad, Salaki.
No, sir. First Peter 3. It's like here.
Verse 20.
20, yeah. Which sometime were disobedient when once the long suffering of Yahweh waited in the days of Noah, while the ark was preparing,
Mm-hmm.
wherein few, that is, 8 souls, were saved by water.
That's it, man. Because why they endured, man. They endured the persecution and the ridicule of the world of that day, man. They endured the whole earth. You understand? Imagine how the earth was succumbed to water, man. And all these nations and peoples of the earth were drowned, you understand? And only 8 stood when others would not, man. You understand? Which shows even further that the Lord doesn't care about numbers, man. The Lord does not give a damn about how many people you have in your little church.
That's
The
right.
Lord only cares about the greater good and the glory of His righteousness standing in blameless men and women. You understand?
That's
Blameless men and women who serve the Lord without any type of what's the word, compromise. You understand? That's the way the Lord wants, man. The Lord is a most out of quality, man, and action, man. You understand? He doesn't want numbers, man. Throughout the Bible, 1,000 times in battle in Israel against our enemies, we have been outnumbered. But the Lord sought the quality of warriors, not the quantity. You understand? The Lord sought the quantity and the quality. You understand? And He sought the skill that came about and what the worth was, man. Those who are truly down, man. That's who the Lord cares about, man. If you down to serve Him, and that's it. You understand? Not about whether you sound nice or you got many people in your church and you got a bunch of a hundredfold men and women, and they're all just bastardized children. You understand? Children who don't fully serve the Lord, but because they're in their great numbers, they're happy and they're just saying they serve the Lord. That's what we see today, man. But understand that the Lord only chose in so few numbers, man. Few numbers that are worthy of such renown. You understand? Read on.
Hold on, Council. The like figure whereunto even baptism doth also now save us. Not the
Mm-hmm.
putting away of
No, go ahead.
God. Not the putting away of the filth of the flesh,
Mm-hmm.
but the answer of a good conscience toward Yahweh.
That's
By
it, man.
mm,
Not the putting away of the filth of the flesh, because we all take showers, man. We all take baths. You know what I'm saying? We all bathe our skin. You know what I mean? That's not baptism, man. That's not going to change you. That's not going to make you righteous.
mhm.
But the answer of a good conscience towards the Most High. That's what baptizes you, man. When your mind is changed and you have restored yourself unto the Most High. Listen, man. That is what makes you baptized. You understand? When you're baptized through your mind. In the Christian church, they baptize all the time. They put people in water all the time, but then they come out as just soaking wet homosexuals, man, or pedophiles or whatever the hell. But you know what I'm saying? That's what the Christian church does all the time. That doesn't change a man or woman. What changes them is the duty of the law, the duty of what the Most High has said, and what have they done to commit to the actions and the commands of the Lord. You understand? In their life. That's what changes a man. That's what changes a man, any man, woman, or child, is to keeping of the law, keeping of the commandments of the Most High, and keeping to righteousness, man. You understand? So is that it on that?
Still like the other one. Yeah, I would have said so. Yeah,
Do,
Council.
do, do you have any questions?
Not also.
No questions online. Any questions online? We've got about 4 minutes. No questions online. Mm, Let us see. All right, no sweat. No questions online. All right, man. With that, That's the Tuesday Brotherhood class. You understand? Understand that, listen, tomorrow is the Wednesday law class with priest and officer of 5,000 Dungabar. We'll be holding it down, the blood warrior, you understand? And today was the Tuesday Brotherhood class. And understanding, today we went through, you understanding that love thy enemies is referring to loving the children of thy people, man. The children of your people who have forsaken the law and now you are enemies of them. That's the enemy of the Bible, man. That's the enemy of the Bible that we are commanded to love. But we are not commanded to love our oppressors. We're here to restore brotherhood and sisterhood within our community. You understand? So with that, it's a courtesy salute. You understand? So I imagine, you know what I'm saying? Imagine Shabbat. Imagine Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Barakatah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Barakatah.
Yajamata. Class dismissed.
Lord of Christ.
Shalom. Yahweh Hashem Shai Barakatah.